friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherry Ramirez. I have a couple of flip throughs. Sorry, some days I just cannot speak. So, the first one is from Christine Karron. I had the pleasure of sitting in on a stream that she was sitting in on, and I was just like, I was like asking her, all kinds of questions, like where you get your inspiration from, and just stuff. It was cool. Anyway, she is the author of this book, which is atypical of anything else I've seen on her website or her, on Amazon, her Amazon site. This is so unique. Period. Like, it's just really cool. And then the other book is also Christine Karron. I just got this in the mail yesterday. It came fast too. It's a little, but I love this. I kind of wish the paper was a little better, but, I'm debating the merits of cutting through this and gently, like with a little razor blade, and just scanning it onto some better paper. I'm not really sure, but I wanted to do a flip through of it first, so that if I decided to do that, I would not have to show it, because some of my books that I have, I would do flip throughs, but I've taken them apart or cut pages out of them. So anyway, let's get down to it. This one is called Swirl Spirits. Now, with this book, I will be kind of twisting and turning it this way and that way, because some of the pictures are sideways, some are in landscape and some are in portrait. So but I'll show the back, so give you an idea. I mean, this is kind of a general idea. This is what's on the back of the book, so it kind of shows you. I think this is all of them, but I'm not 100% sure. I've only flipped through this book once. I just got it recently too. And this book actually has been out for a minute, but I hadn't heard of her until COVID. So, but apparently this came out in 2016, so it's been out for a while. But I absolutely adore this book. North American Animals. And I used to be heavily into tangling and doodling. Oh, sorry. Probably made the camera shake. My bad. And I just kind of given up on that. It just proved to be too tedious. So, but this is kind of just the right mix of doodle and just, like a regular type image. So here we have the contents, which you can even color this page. I love that. And it lists the animals that are in it. Bald eagles, which by the way is our national bird. Beaver, bison are very tasty. Black bear, Canadian geese, caribou, cougar, fox, gray horned owl. They are amazing. Oh my gosh, they are amazing. Grizzly bears, hares, lynxes, moose, mountain goat, mountain sheep, orca, polar bears. Polar bears are having a hard time because of the, things are getting really warm where they live, so they're having a rough time. Raccoons, ravens. Yeah, ravens are near and dear to my heart because our football team is the Baltimore Ravens, so yeah. NFL, just for those of you who are listening, out of country, it's American football, with the football that you know, like is like this. Not the soccer. Anyway, river otters, squirrels, wapiti elk. I don't know, elk are pretty tasty too. I had elk once, it was good. White-tailed deer and wolf. Wolves have a bad rap and it's not deserved at all. That's another story. I am seriously debating of taking this image and cutting it out and putting it onto like watercolor paper. I have a backlight. My printer won't take watercolor paper. It's just too stiff. But I should be. This is simple enough that I ought to be able to trace it onto using my backlight or light box, whichever you want to call it. I might, because this is a really, really special image. I think of all of this and the wolf one are probably my favorites. So anyway, okay, sideways. Oops, two sideways. So, I'm guessing this is the beaver. Yeah. And bison. Oops. Sorry, I keep going off frame, my bad. Sorry, guys. Bison are so tasty. I love bison. And here we have the black bear. Oops. Hold on a second. I may need to adjust this a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. I think that's a little better. Yeah. Bears are cool, but they are definitely to be have a healthy respect for, because one swipe of that paw and you're toast. These are the geese. Cool animals. And the caribou. I think caribou are primarily up in Alaska, maybe Canada, I think. They tend to live in the colder climates, if I'm not mistaken. These are cool animals too. Cougars they make the most interesting vocalizations you will ever hear. Maybe next to a bobcat. You should Google it. Just Google. Oh my gosh, words are hard. Google cougars, and you will cougar vocalizations. You will be amazed. And then we got the fox. Let me turn this so you guys can see. And the owl, the gray horned owl. They are such. I love the barn owl and the snowy owl too. But yeah, gray horned owl. It's cool. I'm gonna use photo references for some of these animals, I think. And this is the grizzly bear. I'm trying to get the page to. Can't get it. Sorry, I'm having so much problems. Can't get a grip on the. There we go. Sorry about that. This book, for some reason, I have a hard time getting a hold of the pages. And we got the hare. And then the lynx. Lynxes are totally cool. You see where she has it, where it swirls? Their ears actually go up like that, and they have these big black tufts on the end, and their ears are huge, and they're shaped like that with the little black tufts. Then they act like basically like radar antennas, and they funnel the sound into their ears. So I just knocked over my weenie whistle. Like, you guys, does anybody know what this is? Look. Shh. Oh. Shh. Oh my gosh. The story behind that's kind of a long one. Anyway, then we got the moose and the mountain goat. This paper is not bad. I've seen worse. It's respectable. Like, it's got some tooth to it. It's not terrible. But there are some pictures that I would love to do watercolor with, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm doing a flip through of them, of this and maybe the other one, so that if I decide to do that, you know. And I believe this is the orca. Yeah. Orcas are I believe, also called killer whales. Please don't misquote me, but I think so. Amazing animals. And then we've got the, let me see, hold on. Yeah, polar bear. They're having a rough time, and it's man's fault. It's our fault. It really is. Raccoons. They all call them the garbage of animals because they dumpster divers. Now this one, I will probably, definitely, most likely, cut out and do in a black and purple gold kind of thing because that's my football team colors. So this one will very likely get some very special treatment. Go Ravens! Then we have the river otters. Very cool animals. Very smart. Squirrels, so don't get me started. They knocked over one of my potted plants, and thank the good Lord that it was plastic and not ceramic. And so it just cracked instead of actually just broken to pieces everywhere. I've had to resort to putting stuff in that's supposed to repel creatures like the squirrels and stuff, and it works, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of squirrels. I don't even know if I'll color that picture. There are too many of them around here. That's my opinion. But anyway, this is the elk. Some brand of elk that I frankly have never heard of. And then you've got the deer, white-tailed deer. They're pretty. They're also tasty. I'm so bad. And then the wolf. This is a really, really cool book. Yeah. Christine Karron was one of the coolest, most unique books I've ever seen. I will very likely get a spare copy of this. It is highly probable. So there's that. You gotta catch a drink. Whew. And just in time to maybe do one for before May is over. There's some sort of contest going, but there's no way this one lady colored this image from Monia Gates. The mermaid was like all gold, and just she had this amazing depth background that had this watery depth to it. It had like a foreground and a background, and it was so multi-dimensional. I was just like, I felt like I was in the ocean. It was I was like, I can color, but backgrounds are not my cup of tea. I just cannot. I stink at backgrounds. So yeah. Backgrounds are not my thing. This one also came out in 2016, so it's been out for a while too. But again, I did more like art pours and dot art, and some marker stuff. Then COVID hit, and I didn't have the emotional or physical energy to do all that, so I just started coloring with pencils, and I learned how to color with a lighter hand, which I've done my best to show you guys how that's possible. And it's actually less hard on my hands to use pencils now than it is markers, because you're constantly pulling the lid off and put them back, you know, after a while that really takes a toll on your hands. So, but this is her mermaid book. You know what would be interesting to do is to take, with permission I guess from the artist, like take this background right here. You see how she did that with the light going through? And put that into that mermaid image from Monia Gates. I'll have to find out. I'll have to ask if that's allowed, as long as I give credit. You know, would it be considered like, you know, inspiration type of credit? I'll have to look into it, because I don't want to, you know, step on any toes or nothing, but this would be great for that. Huh. Well, I'll look into it and make sure it's, you know, that it's okay. Because I don't want to do anything wrong, you know what I mean? So, oh, I like this one. I like her lips. This is cute. I like this one. Woo! Sexy. Sexy mermaid. Aww. This is cute. I like this one. I'm glad she's got some shells on her or something. Yeah. I've seen a couple naked ones and I'm like, nah, it's not my cup of tea. I don't. She needs some shells on her or something. It's just me. This is cool. I love this. This is another background I would love to transpose onto another image. Huh. I don't know. I'll make sure it's okay, I promise. I'll get in touch with Christine and find out if she's okay with that. So, oh, this is so cute. Ooh, I think I just got happy now, you guys. She kind of looks a little pregnant. You know what? That's one thing I have not seen. Okay. I want to see a pregnant mermaid. Not a mermaid, not a chub. I want to see a pregnant mermaid. Oops, sorry, I'm going to shake the camera. I want to see a pregnant mermaid. That's not something I have yet to see. There we go. That would be cool, don't you think, guys? Oh, I like this one a lot. Oh, yeah, this is the one on the cover. That's one of my favorites. Oh, I can use Monia Gates' sea turtle tutorial to color this. Woohoo! Oh, I love this. This is a great book. This is a great book, guys. I'm digging both of these books. I like her, honestly. She's a great artist, and she seems like a really nice person. So, I'm gonna be in touch with her about that, because I want to make sure that it's okay. But I love some of these backgrounds. And honestly, some of these are cool too, but they're so ingrained into this that I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys totally enjoyed this. I go get them. They're awesome, and they're not expensive. I think they were like $9, $10 a piece, maybe. And the paper is respectable. It's not like totally, you know, cheap crate space, but it's not great either. It's okay. So I think for $10, I will probably end up getting a spare copy of both of them, and then just taking the extra one apart so I can do some watercolor, because this is not paper I would do watercolor on. Maybe Inktense a little bit, but I wouldn't do straight up watercolor with these. I don't think the paper is good enough for that. But it's got some tooth. I think it could take most any pencil. It's a nice middle of the road. Yeah, they're great books, so guys, get them. So have a good one. Take care.